Discovered my sister had been with my boyfriend for a year, ended things, took his PC, and now their lives are falling apart. Hey everyone, so here's the deal. I'm a 25-year-old woman, and I just found out my sister, who's 24, has been sleeping with my now ex-boyfriend, who's also 25. We were together for 3 years, and apparently this has been going on for at least a year, if not more. My sister and my ex always had a close relationship, but I thought it was innocent. I'm not into video games, but my sister is, so they texted about games a lot, or so I thought. Turns out their conversations were more about their secret dates while I was busy with college and work. I stumbled upon pictures, videos, and other disgusting stuff in their chats. My sister would ask my ex if she was smarter or prettier than me, and they even compared our private parts. Like, what the hell? We're both pretty. Honestly, she's thinner and maybe a bit prettier, but it's just so messed up. Our parents never compared us, so I have no idea where all this jealousy came from. It was always her asking my ex to compare us in their messages. The first thing I did was throw all my ex-boyfriend's stuff out of the apartment. I yelled at him in every way possible and kept the PC I gave him for Christmas. I ignored my sister for over a week, and she didn't contact me until recently. She sent a message trying to justify her actions, calling it a mistake that lasted over a year. She wanted me to forgive her because we're sisters and all that. At one point, I considered being the bigger person, but then I realized that's just not me. I ended up writing a long, scathing message to her. I would share it here, but I don't want to break any rules. It was pretty harsh and personal. I called her out on everything, told her how much of a failure she is and how she's always envied me. She replied with a voice message, crying and saying she was in a weak mental state, but she's still with him. I just reacted with an emoji and didn't even listen to the whole thing. Was it wrong to attack her flaws? Maybe. But betraying your sister and expecting forgiveness because of blood ties is worse. Honestly, I felt pretty good after sending that message. It was therapeutic and I needed to get it all out for closure. By the way, I've never used a PC for gaming before, but I'm currently looking up YouTube tutorials on how to download The Sims. I helped my sister a lot throughout her life, fought for her when she was bullied, helped her make friends, and accompanied her everywhere. This betrayal truly hurts, and I will never forgive her. It's not just about her sleeping with someone I loved. It's about the way she enjoyed tearing me down in their chats. She's dead to me, and my parents know it. I don't care if it makes me a bad person. Some things are just unforgivable. Edit. A bit more info on my parents' reaction. My mom was disgusted, and my dad was angry. They comforted me until I left their place, but I have no idea what they said to my sister afterwards. She just called it a mistake in her voice message, talking about her anxiety attacks. I stopped listening almost at the end because it was just her trying to play the victim. She never explained why she said those awful things about me. Everything was about her anxiety. Update. Thanks for all the supportive comments. A lot of you reached out with tips for The Sims, and I'm super grateful. Thanks for the game recommendations too, even though I'm not great at action games. The last one I played was Resident Evil 4 on PS2, and that was only because I had a crush on Leon Kennedy. He'd never cheat on me, lol. As a thanks, and because I enjoy reading the full story when others post, here's half of the message I sent my sister. I cut out the super personal stuff and the worst insults to keep it civil. I'm not interested in hearing any of your excuses. I believed you when you had problems with your old friend group because I truly trusted you. Now I see why everyone leaves you alone, and you deserve it. What you did to me is unforgivable. But you didn't care because you spent a year being my ex's mistress without any shame. Now that I found out, you went days without talking to me because you're a coward. You're only reaching out because Dad probably stopped talking to you and you're running out of money. You've always been selfish, but being my boyfriend's second woman is a new low. Have some respect for yourself. We're sisters, but I have no idea what's wrong with you. I read all the messages where you even compared our bodies. You're sick. I never did that to you. So here's the scoop. You really did a number on me, and yeah, I loved you. But I guess everything worked out just peachy for you since he's with you now. Go ahead and soak up all those lovey-dovey feelings, because trust me, you'll be super lonely later. You're gonna crawl back to your little hideout, but this time I won't be there to feel sorry for you like I used to. Stay with him. I could care less about fighting for a jerk who's probably gonna ditch you anyway. Just to be clear, you won't hear from me again. This ends here. We're not sisters anymore. If I see you on the street, I'll walk on the other side to avoid you. Update. May 17th, 2024. They broke up. Big shocker, right? When all this drama went down, my parents lectured my sister, and she got all huffy and stopped talking to them, except when she needed money. She claimed it was for her career, but my aunt spilled the beans that she used it to buy my ex some fancy sneakers. My parents cut her off financially after that. Honestly, she's a total idiot. My folks are paying for us to go to a private college, and all we have to do is study. But she blew it off, so my dad stopped sending her money months ago. My ex found out about my post because it went viral. He apologized, admitted he messed up, and blamed my sister for manipulating him. I told him to shove his apology. My sister and I barely see each other, but when we do, she dodges me like I'm going to hit her or something. I won't, obviously. We're in different programs, so we don't cross paths often. Recently, she went to our parents' place, all upset about breaking up with my ex and having an anxiety attack. I wasn't there, but Mom told me they argued again because my sister claimed she and my ex were in love. Now she only talks to our grandma, and that's just to ask for money. She hasn't learned a thing from all this, and I bet she'll get back with my ex because they're just toxic together. Not my problem anymore. On the bright side, I sold the PC to some guy from Reddit who saw my post. That really saved me from having to keep paying for it. I didn't get to play The Sims much, but the extra cash was worth it. My ex wanted the PC back but refused to pay the remaining dues. What a joke. He wanted it for free after everything he did. I know this isn't the dramatic update everyone hoped for, with my sister begging for forgiveness and my ex suffering. They're just two idiots who deserve each other. But even now, people still ask me for updates. Do I forgive them? Absolutely not. I don't want to forget this, and I don't want to ever see my sister again. In a few years, I'll laugh at these two fools, but they don't deserve my forgiveness. Update 3. August 10th, 2024. It's been a while, but here's what's new. About a month ago, my sister texted me from a different number, freaking out because her friend saw my post. She claimed I exposed her identity by not changing our ages or nationality. I brushed it off and blocked that number too. A few weeks after, they split up again, but my friends say they cheat on each other constantly, or maybe they have an open relationship. Not my business. I avoid the clubs they go to. My sister, who used to criticize me for clubbing, now goes to the same ones I frequent. Super annoying. At the moment, they're not together, and my ex has been trying to find excuses to see me, like returning clothes I forgot at his place. One day, he showed up at my apartment unannounced to drop them off. I let him in, and no, we didn't hook up. I should probably tell the manager not to let him in again. It was awkward because he kept mentioning he's no longer with my sister and complimenting me. I told him I know I'm great but didn't want to hear about his drama. I love gossip, but I kicked him out anyway. He even tried to kiss me on the cheek. Gross. Meanwhile, my parents are still figuring out what to do with her. I don't really know what's up with my sister anymore. She's even quit going to college. Honestly, she never really cared much about her studies. My parents are fed up with spending money if she's not putting in any effort. They've warned her that if she keeps this up, they'll stop paying for her university. But from what my mom says, my sister doesn't care at all. She's convinced that eventually my parents will just give her money again for whatever whims she has. I really hope she doesn't end up getting pregnant, but I'm kinda scared she might, just so my parents will support her again. As for me, I'm doing pretty well, except that I don't go to my favorite club anymore. Emotionally, I'm in a good place. I've reached a point where I listen to their show like it's background noise. It's like watching two crazy clowns. Now, on to the next story. So, Dad left us for a woman who's also had a rough time. Long story short, 2 years ago, my dad left my mom for his mistress. Let's call her Anna. My mom was totally blindsided by the affair. Anna knew my dad was married. She even came to our house with him one day to grab his stuff. Dad just told Mom he wasn't in love with her anymore and wanted to be happy with Anna. I was there when it all went down. Anna has a lot of scars on her legs and arms from being depressed. I don't visit my dad's place because it's just too awkward. Anna is overly nice and it's super uncomfortable. A few days ago, it was my grandfather's birthday and the whole family was there, including Anna. I have an aunt who struggles with depression and other serious issues like schizophrenia. She's tried to hurt herself many times. At one point, it was just my dad, my two aunts, Anna and me in the living room. For some reason, my aunt and Anna started talking about heavy stuff. Anna started saying that her depression made her do all sorts of things trying to feel fulfilled, and that she only got over it when she met my dad, saying he saved her. Apparently, meeting him was the key to overcoming her depression. Anna always tries to bond with me by telling me about her rough past and how my dad saved her. It makes me really uncomfortable. Talking about suicide attempts in front of my 8-year-old sister is not normal. Anna always tries to make her relationship with my dad sound like a fairy tale, even though it started off in a messed up way. She claims she doesn't regret anything because her world is perfect now. At that moment, my aunt said something like, "I tried to save myself by going to a psychologist, not by jumping on the dick of a married man." She went on to say that depression made her want to jump off a bridge, not ruin a family. I just laughed. It was kind of funny. My aunt may be all over the place sometimes, but that was a pretty spot-on comment. When my dad was driving me home, Anna was crying, and he scolded me for laughing at what my aunt said, saying that no one knows what Anna's been through. I didn't apologize, but now I'm wondering if I was wrong to laugh. From my point of view, my aunt was right. Update, July 17th, 2024. Some stuff went down over the weekend. My aunt came over to our place, I live with my mom, and told her what happened. My mom, who honestly is a saint, really hates my dad, but has been trying to keep us out of their mess. My 8-year-old sister hates Anna. Once Anna tried to bond with her by talking about her suicide attempts and how my dad saved her. My sister came home asking my mom if she had ever thought about suicide. That's not something an 8-year-old should be asking. It really affected her, and my mom was furious. Since then, my mom banned my dad from having my sister around Anna because she thinks Anna is dangerous and unstable around kids. Things have been super tense between my parents since that day. My little sister doesn't want to visit our dad anymore, so she stays with us. My aunt told my mom about Anna's recent talk in front of me. Apparently, my parents had an agreement that Anna and my dad weren't supposed to talk about these things in front of me either. My aunt spilled the beans to my mom, and I finally told her that Anna and my dad often talk about those suicide attempts in front of me. I should have mentioned it earlier, but I didn't want to cause more drama. Because of that, I stopped going to my dad's house. My mom was really upset and went to talk to my dad. When she came back, she said Anna is no longer allowed around us. My mom told me that while she can't forbid me from being near my dad, Anna is completely banned from being anywhere near me, my sister, or our grandparents. Even my aunts are on board with this. I haven't talked to my dad since then, but my cousin told me that my dad had a huge argument with my grandfather. He keeps saying we don't understand the pain Anna's been through and accuses us of lacking empathy. So I guess he's pretty mad at all of us now, so I won't be seeing them for a while. Honestly, the last update was pretty blah, but here's what went down, haha. Update 2, August 9th, 2024. Hey guys, I didn't plan on making another update, but we've been having a ton of issues with Anna. Seriously, way too many. I think even my dad's finally realized she's nuts. I've stopped visiting my dad, and his parents don't let him bring Anna to their house anymore since I'm there a lot. Plus, my mom won't let Anna get near me or my sister. Anna's been acting really weird lately. She started texting me, apologizing at first, but then insisting that dad misses me and my sister. I told her straight up that mom won't let us talk to her. Then Anna pulled the "I'm dad's partner, so you have to get used to me" card and started bad-mouthing my mom. She claimed I was too young to see it, but my mom is supposedly manipulating us, which is dumb because she's just trying to protect us. I'm not naive, so I didn't reply to Anna and showed the messages to Mom. She talked to Dad, who apparently had no idea this was going on and ended up arguing with Anna about it. Now Mom's even thinking about removing Dad's last name from ours to put an end to this drama and keep us safe. I don't really get all the legal stuff, but in my country you can go to court to remove your father's surname, which would basically cut any legal ties with him. My sister and I wouldn't mind, but I think Mom just mentioned it to scare him a bit. I heard some of this from my aunt, so I'm not sure how accurate it is, but Dad's been staying over at my grandparents' place. One night, Anna showed up there looking for him just to pick a fight. They started yelling, and my grandpa eventually kicked her out. My aunt also said that Anna's been sending Dad these crazy messages like, "If you leave me, I'll kill myself," which has Dad terrified to leave her. A couple of days ago, Dad had to rush out of work because Anna sent him some dramatic goodbye texts. Luckily, nothing happened, but she did cut her arms, which my aunt says she's done before, even when their affair first started. It's like her go-to move to get Dad to come over. Anna's tried to spin this to me in a more romantic light, but it just creeps me out. I have zero contact with Dad and avoid him whenever he's at Grandpa's. From what my aunt says, he's lost and misses us but is too scared to leave Anna because of her threats. Honestly, I'm relieved to be out of this mess. I'm so grateful Mom kept us away from her before things got this bad. As harsh as it sounds, this is kind of his karma, and I'm staying out of it.